This is Zora. And she's looking quite indignant. But she's been having a very good day. I say this on every close-up, but it's particularly the case today. And this, somewhere, I'm not sure if you can make it out, is Brisket. He's also had a fairly good day, although he might say otherwise. Both of them had a vet appointment today, as I had stated in a previous update. And it was mostly, the bulk of it was just simply getting Brisket his vaccinations, but it was also a follow-up to make sure that Brisket and Zora were doing okay. Zora hasn't had any coughing for a few days, and the vet has actually taken her temperature and confirmed that it's all gone. So I don't think she has the URI anymore, so I might not medicate her any further, but I'm not yet decided on that. It can't hurt to at least give her one more dose tonight for good measure. Brisket was in for his vaccinations. That would be for rabies, distemper, and then he got dewormed. And of course I had him checked out to make sure that his URI was on its way out. He's still sneezy a little bit, but he's nowhere near the way he was before. It's not going to be a very long update just because I have two sleepy cats, with Brisket obviously going to be wiped out for a good long while because of the nature of his visit to the vet. But, that's how it goes. I also managed to pick up this. It is an automatic RFID feeder. It allows me to put food in it, and it is actually tuned to Brisket because it is not healthy to have an adult cat eat kitten food, and because Zora has to be, she's going to be remaining on her food regimen for at least another few days. I had to think of, I was having to isolate the two and have them eat in separate rooms so that Zora wouldn't get into Brisket's food. But now with this, I can keep Zora's attempts to eat Brisket's food at bay without having to isolate the cats. And so, even after all that is done, Brisket is going to be eating from that from now on. And eventually I'm going to get one for Zora as well. And you should have seen the confusion when I first brought it out, because I put some treats in there to kind of help Brisket get the idea and to make sure it was programmed for him. And the look Zora gave whenever she kept on walking up to it and saw that it would open for her Brisket but not her is something I will cherish forever. And it's not because it was mean or anything, but just because Zora's response to it was just too funny. I can't help it. Of course, she now knows that I'm talking about her and won't look. Oh, now she's looking. Anyway, that's pretty much it. There's no pending vet appointments. Of course, I'm going to, naturally, of course, I'm going to be keeping an eye on these two, as monitoring their health is obviously something a responsible cat dad would do. But, the occasional sneeze on his part isn't going to concern me. And while Zora did throw up a couple of nights ago, it was just the once, and I don't really have reason to believe it had anything whatsoever to do with her stomach issues that seem to have passed, but the ones that she had last week, last Wednesday, and the vet seemed to agree, because she seems fine now and her poops have been regular. So rather than panicking and sending her to the vet every single time something happens, throwing up is something that cats do. The reason she went to the vet for it on Wednesday was because she did it 5 times and then had a bad diarrhea poop. So, but this time, yeah, Clean bills of health for both of them. They're not really sick anymore. Although Brisket's probably going to be out of it for a good long while because vaccines tend to do that to kittens. Yeah. Trust me, that's a cat there, not a portal into the abyss or anything.